It's still unbelievable that in this modern day of information and technology, some people still think that they can come, cook up a story and force us to believe the story. This is the case of Christine Kensche. I might not be pronouncing the second name well, but forgive me for that. But this is her own case. She's a journalist and working for World. She claimed on X to have written a letter to Hamas. In this letter, she made lots and lots of allegations perpetrated by Hamas on October 7th. This is what she said. The most bizarre moment of my career so far. At World, sexual violence committed by Hamas. Hi, this is Christine Kensche from the German newspaper World. We're about to publish an article with evidence. For widespread sexual violence from Hamas against Israeli women, men and children. Furthermore, there are indications, documents and testimonies that Hamas fighters were given order for this, and a fatwa which allowed them to carry out gender-based violence. So she concluded, do you have anything to say about that? We await your statement until 4 p.m. GMT+2. From what she said she has evidences, testimonies, and again, a fatwa. Fatwa, in case you don't know, it's a religious verdict. That means a legal opinion, decree, or a ruling issued by a mufti or the Islamic lawyer. So this is what she's saying. She has a fatwa that allows Muslims or Hamas to perpetrate these atrocities. However, in the comment section, and this is really interesting, subhanAllah, in the comment section, someone said, I found a copy of the fatwa, and this is what he said. I found a copy of the fatwa. So now he posted a screenshot. Reading, in 2002, Rabbi Eyal Karim was asked, is it allowed in our days for an IDF soldier, for example, to rape girls during a fight, or is such a thing forbidden? Because Karim is now the chief military rabbi for the Israel Defense Forces, his answer matters enormously. It's been translated into English in two ways. One is blunt. So now these are his words. Karim replied that as part of maintaining fitness for the army and the soldiers' morale during fighting, it is permitted to breach the walls of modesty and satisfy the evil inclination by lying with attractive Gentile women against their will, out of consideration for the difficulties faced by the soldiers and for overall success. So these are his words. This is a rabbi. So I tried to make a research on Eyal Karim to see if this is actually true. And this is what I found. Eyal Moshe Karim is the head of military rabbinate of the Israel Defense Force, and also would see that he was appointed as the chief rabbi of the IDF in 2016. So Karim was nominated to serve as the head of the military rabbinate of the IDF. The nomination was criticized over remarks made in 2002, which Karim appeared to suggest that soldiers were allowed to rape Gentile women during wartime, and that women were forbidden from serving in the IDF, blah, blah, blah. So now, as you can see, this is evidence-based that this man has this opinion. However, it was, faced with a backlash. The international community were against what he said. And, would see in terms of Israel, the court froze Karim's nomination on Monday, saying that before he could assume the post, he must issue an affidavit clarifying the remarks that were perceived as condoning the assault of non-Jewish women during wartime. So now you see the international community really pressed these guys, and they have no other option than to ask this man to come clarify. But then deep down, they believe this. So they forced this person to come clarify this so he can assume his office. So this man lackadaisically came out and said, I made a mistake when I gave a short answer to a complicated question. He wrote, I was wrong because sometimes I was not precise with my words and some people found them offensive, so I apologized. And this is where it really gets interesting, because 150 rabbis wrote a letter to him expressing their support for him, and there's no need for you to disqualify this man because of his Torah stance. This is what they said. Earlier Wednesday, 150 rabbis who serve as IDF reservists published a letter in support of Karim, the religious website Keeper reported. Rabbi Karim is a scholar who has proved himself over many years of dedication, both on the battlefield and his concern for every soldier in the army. They wrote, we express our support for the incoming chief rabbi of the IDF, Rabbi Eyal Karim. They continued the attempt to disqualify the appointment of the rabbi due to his legitimate Torah views is something that will end badly for the entire Torah world in the state of Israel and the Israel Defense Force.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man.
we wish to clarify our stance that we consider Rabbi Karim to be the most appropriate candidate at this time. We strongly demand that his appointment is confirmed, and there's no need for him to apologize, because this is their Torah views. This is what the Torah says. So you can imagine someone saying there are religious verdicts for the Muslims to do this, where we have the Torah saying that the Israeli soldiers can do this. Of course, there is no stopping. If you want to do that, you can do that for, to keep the morale high, to keep them refreshed. They can do that. They can rape women in conflict. But I've never seen a religious verdict issued by any scholar or any hadith or even from the Quran that allows men to rape women in conflict. I've never seen that. But however, this woman somehow has an evidence, and this is exactly what we've been asking. Provide the evidence. Let's see these evidences. Let's see these atrocities. But then they are not bringing out anything. All they tell you when you ask for evidence is, this person says this, or trust me, bro, I know what I'm saying. And this doesn't just stop here, because when we look at, the retired IDF, those people who have fought for the Israel, we'll see them talking about this rape and laugh over it without any regret. And in fact, if they are asked, do you regret your actions? They say, of course, they don't regret their actions. Watch.
הרגנו בהם, בלי נקיפת מצפון.
מה אתה חושב אנשים הרגת ככה?
לא ספרתי. אני לא יכול לדעת בחיי.
הוא תפס אישה, חתיכה צעירה, נכנס לבית אחד, הכין חדר מיטות, עם מיטה פרטה על זינות.
אחד אנס שם איזה ילדה בת 16, משהו כזה. אתה מבין? אבל זה מכוער מאוד.
So now these are the people taking out these atrocities. But however, these people, these woke journalists, have the guts to accuse the Muslims of what they don't, what they've never done. And the people expressing themselves and saying, we did this and we have no regrets regarding that, and laugh over it. They are not being condemned, but then they are seen as heroes, people fighting for themselves. So before I end this, the journalist Christine later published her article, saying all these things without no evidence whatsoever. So you are the judge. You know what's happening. If you really desire to know the truth, go read for yourself. The truth are out there. With this, I say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Catch you in the next one.